guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and Pandaria Remix will be going away officially in just a handful of days. So if you just go back to the game in preparation for War Within, but still want to be able to get some of the unique items and collectibles from Mop Remix before they're gone, now is the time to start grinding for it, and you can get a lot done in the next 5 days while Remix is active. Pandaria Remix brought with it a brand new set of its own Remix specific rewards, but also new ways for you to be able to acquire some of the other Pandaria mounts as well as other cosmetics. But Remix also has certain exclusive rewards that can only be obtained while playing this mode and obtaining only specific achievements. And this video is going to focus on those Remix unique rewards and how to get them as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, before this mode is officially gone. This is a longer video, so I've made sure to put chapter markers so you can skip to all the different sections as you need to. And if you want to see more guides like these for future rewards in future expansions and future remix modes, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. Otherwise, let's dive right back into Remix Pandaria one more time. So the first thing we're going to need for Mop Remix to purchase some of the more unique Remix only items like cosmetics as well as mounts is to get as much bronze as quickly as possible. And the fastest way of obtaining bronze right now in Remix is by leveling a brand new character. By leveling a character from level 10, which is your starting level, to level 70, you earn 40,000 bronze just for hitting max level, but also doing optional objectives like open world quests and as well as achievements, dungeons and raids and other group activities. All of those things earn you quite a bit of bronze, so you'll be able to earn about 40,000 bronze just for leveling a character and 40,000 bronze on top of it just from all of the group as well as achievement based activities. You can either level through open world content and doing the main questline in Mop Remix, but we're kind of short on time, so instead, I do advise for you to utilize a speed leveling method, though I did modify it a little bit for this video specifically, just to make sure that you don't fall behind and out-level your gear, which is really easy if you do this correctly on max level characters that you're not intended to play, but just want to farm bronze as quickly as possible. So for this method, once you hit level 10, once you get out of the intro experience, you want to first start spamming heroic dungeons and do them as much as humanly possible. Heroic dungeons provide you quite a bit of XP, and you can start doing them even at lower levels. Once you reach level 25, you should do the Mogashan raid normal, which is kind of like a level up raid that you can do starting even at lower level, starting at level 25 minimum. Run through the entire thing, get as much gear as you can. You also will be able to get bonuses from every single boss that you kill to boost up your Time Runner's Cloak, which provides you with various secondary stats, primary stats, tertiary stats like speed and leech, but also experience gains, which is what you're really looking for from every single one of these bosses within the normal raid. As you kill these bosses, you actually make your leveling journey even quicker with every boss slain. After Mogashan Vaults, you want to jump back into Heroic Dungeons up until about level 35, and then you'll want to do a Heart of Fear normal raid, kind of like a level up raid, very similar to Mogashan Vaults. Run through it, slay a bunch of bosses, get a bunch of gear, as well as bronze, and boost up your Cloak experience even further. After Heart of Fear, jump back into Heroic Dungeons up until about level 42 or so, and then you'll want to run Terrace of Eternal Springs on normal. Same as before, run through the entire thing, grab a bunch of XP, gear, as well as additional boosts on your Cloak, and your leveling journey should be much easier from there. Afterwards, you can either continue to level through Heroic Dungeons up until you hit max level, or start working on some of the open world content and finish it up just to get some of the more unique rewards that you can obtain from Mop Remix. Or if instead you want to level the next day, all of the raids have a daily lockout, so you could level over a handful of days during all of these raids on normal, which will give you additional bonus experience in your Cloak, making your subsequent leveling journey even easier. And while leveling, you also will be able to get one of the first starting Remix Pandaria on the rewards, one of the more unique items, which is the August Phoenix, just for hitting level 20. And there's a lot of these rewards that are mostly tied to every single one of the Pandaria zones, though we'll be doing some of the easiest things that you can do for every single one of the zones in order to get the achievements out of the way and earn all of the various unique rewards. The first zone is going to be the Jade Forest, where you can obtain the Cherry Blossom Trail toy, which leaves cherry blossoms all around your character even as you move, which looks awesome. So for this achievement, to complete the Jade Forest, you need to complete 2 out of the 4 objectives, and the easiest ones, in my opinion, are going to be 1, Tour of the Jade Forest, which requires you to explore the Jade Forest, which is really easy to do with a skywriting system. You also will need to get 2 hidden treasures out of the 4. The easiest ones are going to be the Pandarian Ritual Stone found near Chen Stormstout Cave, but a little past that, found in Lake Kiritata surrounded by other stones. This is where you'll be able to find the Ritual Stone location. The other one, it will be on a boat south of the Powdawn village, which is kind of like the Alliance intro hub area of the Mists of Pandaria remix. And south below the Powdawn will be one of the boats that isn't marked as an Alliance or a Horde boat, and inside of the boat will be a treasure, which will let you complete that treasure part of the achievement. Now, the last part of this achievement to complete Tour of the Jade Forest is to slay 3 rares within the zone, and the easiest way to do that is to get the add-on RareScanner. So definitely should get the RareScanner. It shows you exactly what these rares are in the zone and announces when they spawned, which makes killing all these rares and looking for them in that entire process much easier, and we'll have to slay quite a few rares for every single one of the zones of Mists of Pandaria. The final achievement you need to complete the Jade Forest area is looking for Group, which is the easier of the other objectives, where you need to complete a Brave Storm and Greenstone Village scenarios, as well as Temple of the Jade Serpent dungeon, which you can find through the LFG window and queue for those dungeons and scenarios directly. The next zone is going to be Valley of the Four Winds, where you want to complete 2 of the following achievements, and for my advice is going to be either Tour of the Valley of the Four Winds or looking for group activities. For Tour, all you have to do is explore the entire zone, like before, really easy to do. Elusive foes, also really easy with the RareScanner, and there's only a single treasure to find in the Valley of the Four Winds. When you first encounter that zone, when heading from the Jade Forest, up north there'll be a path that isn't technically part of the Valley of the Four Winds. Technically it's another zone on the map, but if you go up the path, up the stairs, you'll find a hammer or a mallet treasure, and by picking it up, that's the only treasure you need to complete the treasure part of the Tour of the Valley of the Four Winds achievement. The other part that's easy to complete is going to be the looking for group portion of the Valley of the Four Winds, where all you have to do is Stormstout Brewery dungeon, which you can queue for easily, as well as the Galleon world boss, which is regularly done by most players. If there's a group available, you can find it easily in LOG, or if you see another player that's super geared, there's a good chance they're about to solo it, so make sure to get your tag in as early as possible. After completing the Valley of the Four Winds achievement, you'll be able to earn the Halfhill's Farmer's Backpack, which is definitely one of the more unique back pieces that I think I've ever seen, and probably one of my favorite rewards from the Mists of Pandaria remix. The next one is going to be Crassoring Wilds, and from Crassoring Wilds you can unlock the Chen Stormstout Keg, which is also another back piece that has a, I guess a unique design and look to it. To complete the Crassoring Wilds, all you need to do is complete 1 out of the 2 possible objectives, and I think the easiest one is going to be a Tour of Crassoring Wilds. Explore the entire zone, easy to do. Elusive foes are really easy with the RareScanner add-on, and for the hidden treasures, there's only 1 in the entire zone, which is going to be a Sorok tablet, which you could find in a cave near Zoo's Watch flight path, very close to the actual entrance of the cave. You don't need to go too deep in, just go into the cave, hang a right, go forward, and in a pile of a bunch of rubble should be the actual tablet that you can get in order to complete the hidden treasure part of the Tour of Crassoring. Then we have the Kunlai Summit, which is kind of a big zone, and there's a lot to do here. For completing the zone, however, you get the Chen Stormstout Bamboo Hat, which can either be worn on a helm or even as a back piece if you choose so. And to finish out this zone, you need to complete 2 of the achievements, and the best ones I think, or the easiest ones I think are worth doing, is Tour of the Kunlai. Like before, exploring the zones are generally easy, although Kunlai is quite a big zone, so you need to do quite a lot of flying around. Elusive foes is much easier with the RareScanner, and the hidden treasures, there's 3 that I think are the easiest for you to collect. The first is going to be a statue of Zoen, found near troll villages in the northern side of northern Kunlai area. It's found near a body of water, pretty easy to find it once you know exactly where to look. The next is going to be Emperor Riktik's treasure in the mountains of Kunlai, somewhere near a bit north of where Sha of Fear spawns specifically. You'll find a cave, and inside is a statue of Riktik, and next to him is the treasure. The last one is going to be Lost Adventures Belongings in Dakota Peak. Actually, right near the belongings, this is where one of the rares can be found, so it's kind of like a 2 birds with 1 stone type of scenario. The other activity that I think is worth completing, that's probably the easiest to do for the Kunlai Summit zone, is going to be looking for group activities, and there's a lot of them to do. You have things such as the Blue Moon Festival, the Arena of Annihilation, and the Crypt of the Forgotten Kings scenarios, which you can queue for from the LFG window. The Shadowpan Monastery Dungeon, also which you can do from LFG. The Mogreshan Vaults Raid, which you'll do while leveling a new character, as well as the world boss Sha of Fear. Just like Galleon, there's usually groups for this, or as player willing to solo him in just a 1/10 of a second. The next zone is Taolong Steps, and if you complete the zone, you get yourself a Muskpaw Calf Pet. Try to say that 5 times fast. To complete the Taolong area, you have to do 2 out of the 4 achievements, and like before, Tour of the Taolong Steps is one of the easier ones. You get yourself Exploration, easy to do on a mount, Elusive Foes, really easy to do with RareScanner, but for the treasures, it is a little bit harder, though I did find the 2 of the easiest treasures to get. The first one is going to be an abandoned crate of goods found way in the northern of Taolong near one of the rare locations, kind of like in the mountainous area inside of one of the burning huts. The other one is going to be an encased Amber Moth, which you'll find on the border between the Taolong as well as the other zone called Dread Waste. Also, you'll find this rare, or this treasure near a rare, though not directly on top of a rare, cut off to the side in the border area. The other achievements I think are going to be the easiest is to just do the looking for group achievements in order to complete the rest of the zone. And the looking for group achievements are not super long. All you have to do is complete the scenario of Assault of Zenves, as well as probably one of the most hated dungeons, the Siege of New Azao Temple. Especially, you're really going to hate it, especially the whole like tower defense throwing bomb section, because it takes way too long, and it's probably the worst dungeon to queue as a random heroic. The last leveling zone is going to be the Dread Waste, where if you complete the zone, you get to earn an illusion called Sha Corruption Weapon Enchant, and you can kind of see what it looks like. Has a bit of this like white-ish glow with a bit of this Sha-esque thing at the top of it. To complete the zone of Dread Waste, all you have to do is complete 2 of the following achievements of the Time Runner. The Tour of Dread Waste is one of the easier ones, where all you have to do is explore the Dread Waste as well as the slaying of elusive foes. You don't have to find any treasures within the zone specifically. The last objectives, however, are kind of long. The campaign as well as the rep earning with Cloxy both take a little bit of time. I think just following the main campaign storylines and just staying strictly to the main campaign areas is probably your best bet. Next, we have some of the more endgame zones, starting with a Veil of Eternal Blossoms, and for completing the zone, you get to earn yourself a gorgeous Reins of the Astral's Emperor's Serpent. To get the achievements done for the zone specifically, you have to complete 2 of the following achievements with a time-running character. The easiest one is going to be the Veil of Eternal Blossoms Elusive Foes. Like before, with RareScanner, this is easy to do. All you have to do is kill 3 of the listed rare enemies in the area, and it seems like the Veil of Eternal Blossoms does have these rares spawning a little bit more regularly than some of the other zones, at least in my experience. The other part of Veil that's easiest to complete is the Looking for Group quests, which there's a lot of activities you gotta do, from the Mogreshan Palace dungeon to the Scarlet Halls dungeon, Scholar Man's, Scholar Monastery dungeon, as well as the Terrace of the Endless Springs raids on any difficulty. But if you're leveling a character, there's a good chance you've done this place at some point. Now, another set of items you should probably try to obtain before they're gone is some of the different ensembles available for various classes. They are very, very similar in terms of appearances, but just a different recolor of some of the different ensembles that we had in the trading posts for various classes. This is part of the class sets where they make it up just the helm, shoulders, and the belt slot. To get these items, you'll need to unlock them through achievements. One of them is going to be the Landfall achievements, while the other is going to be the Isle of Thunder achievements. As part of the Landfall, the quest campaign to start the Landfall is going to start either in the Shrine of Two Moons over on the Alliance side of things or the Horde side of things, depending on your faction. Once you pick up the quest, you'll actually be able to do the quest in the Krassering Wilds, which will transform this zone into more of this like PvP Alliance versus Horde type of scenario. To get the achievement for Landfall, you gotta complete 1 out of the 3 objectives. The first easiest one is going to be complete the actual quest line of Landfall. This is a generally easy quest line with just a lot of traveling. It'll have you going from all the way south, all the way north to Kunlai Summit, then all the way back down to the south to Krassering to pick up a quest, then go all the way north to the Kunlai, back and forth. So it's a lot of travel time, but the actual quests themselves are rather quick. Once you get to the part of the quest line that takes you to the Dalaran city. That's how you know you're getting very, very close to the end of that entire quest line. The other part is going to be to slay elusive foes in landfall, and for this one you will essentially have 3 faction rares as alliance or horde players. Essentially, horde players will need to go to the alliance hold without any PvP enabled and slay the 3 rares. Same thing for alliance players, they'll need to go to the horde crash rank hold and slay 3 of the horde rare champions. The other part of this is going to be the Isle of Thunder questline, where all you have to do is complete one of the different achievements in order to get the Isle of Thunder quest. To begin the actual quest for Isle of Thunder, you'll want to head into the town long steps, and right next to the Shadowpan garrison there'll be a horde section and an alliance section where you can begin the journey to take you to the actual Isle of Thunder, starting at level 50 minimum. To complete the quest for the achievement for the Isle of Thunder, you just need one objective, and I think the easiest out of all of them, honestly, is the Isle of Thunder campaign. It's really quick, it's really straightforward, unlike the Landfall campaign, and you could do it in a single sitting. It is rather fast, and you'll be able to get through with it within an hour or so. And the final section that has some of the unique rewards is going to be the Timeless Isle, where you can get the Emperor's Astral Serpenting. And all I had to do to unlock this pet is to complete some of the different objectives for that entire zone, specifically one of them, and it's really up to you. Some of the easiest ones I think to complete are either going to be the Timeless Isle Looking for Group, which requires you to defeat every single one of the Celestial World bosses, which are fairly easy to do. All of them in a main ring area, and they all are on a set rotation, so you can get through all of them within a handful of minutes, as well as the boss Ordos, which you could find in the peaks top areas of the Timeless Isle. Though if you don't want to be killing world bosses, you can instead just run around the Timeless Isle, finding a bunch of treasures, slaying some of the more normal rares, as well as some of the more elite rares, which are constantly popping up throughout the entire isles. Honestly, you can start doing both of them, and whichever one you complete first is whichever one you complete first. It's really up to you. Most players have been able to do either the tour or the actual world bosses, and both of them pop up really quickly. And once you've done your leveling as well as all of the different open world activities, you've amassed yourself quite a bit of bronze from the various achievements and various rewards that you've been able to collect. And now you can go and purchase all of the Mists of Pandaria remix unique mounts. All of them can be found from Hemet Nesting, where you're found in any of the bazaars, which are located in every single zone of Mists of Pandaria zones. And in there, for Hemet, the first few mounts, you'll actually see them marked under Remix Mists of Pandaria. Those are the unique mounts that will be going away. Those don't really cost that much bronze, though specifically they will amount you about 100,000 bronze in order to obtain all of the various mounts. As you get to some of the more rare ones, the pricing definitely does end up increasing. Though on Hemet, there are some of the other mounts, like the more rare mounts that you can obtain from very specific enemies to very specific instances like dungeons. So those are also there, but they are quite expensive. Though those you can still earn when Mists of Pandaria Remix is gone. Just it'll be a very low drop chance on every of the bosses and all of these different instances. So you should really focus on getting the Mists of Pandaria mounts as fast as possible, because those will be gone with this event being removed. Another thing you can spend your bronze on, and I really think you should because it's not nearly as expensive as mounts, is some of the different transmodes that you can collect, specifically the various different ensembles, from the Dark Iron or the Dark Shaman set to some of the different leveling sets that you can obtain from the initial Mists of Pandaria leveling intro, to even the Shadowpan set, which looks incredibly good. All of the different transmogs and ensembles will set you back about 28,000, or rather 29,000 bronze if you round it up, specifically 28,750 bronze if you want to be accurate. Now, another item that you can obtain is some of the different toys for bronze, and the 2 toys that you should definitely get as soon as possible is the Thermo Tabard, which is an Alliance only toy, but also the Mini Mana Bomb, which is a Horde only toy. Those are available from the Mists of Pandaria pre-patch event with the Isle of Theramore, which are no longer in the game, but will be available for purchase with bronze specifically, so you should definitely spend your bronze on these 2 items before they are gone for the Mists of Pandaria Remix. Now, another set of unique items that you can obtain only through Mop Remix is some of the legendary cloak appearances that players used to have back in Mists of Pandaria, and you can get them right now as toys that only you can see. Other players will not be able to see them, so they're not server side, they're client side, but they still look really cool. To get this set of toy cosmetics, you'll need to get the achievement of Infinite Power 12, which requires you to earn a bunch of threads to boost up a cloak on a single character. You'll need to earn about 4,200 threads on a single character's cloak in order to get this achievement, which is rather easy to do. Just about every activity, from dungeons to world bosses to raids to any of the open world stuff, from quests and even achievements, all earn you a little bit of thread at a time. And right now there's a pretty big bonus, so you can earn 200% more thread from all types of activities, specifically when you get the spools of eternal threads. So this allows you to earn threads quickly. If you want to get a huge boost to threads, just go slay all of the different world bosses available. There is Sha, Fear, there's also the Galleon fight, Undasta, there's Nalak. Then we also have the 2 world bosses. The Celestial world boss counts as 1, even though there's 4 of them. And then there's the Ordos as well. So it's quite a lot of bosses for you to get through every single day to get this achievement rather quickly. Now, the last 2 achievements that you can get for mop remakes are going to be some of the different titles. Titles, I think, are not as exclusive as some of the different transmogs or mounts, but these are some of the more harder to get titles, like the heroic Pandaria raids title, Claw of Eternus, where you had to complete every single mop raid on heroic. That will be a little bit more difficult if you don't have gear, but there's also a lot of groups right now that are doing carries for free for any of the other players that are doing them. If you find them in LOG, definitely jump on the boat as soon as available if you care about titles. Now, one of the more unique titles that you can get, one of the more harder to get, is Mythic Siege of Orgrimmar title, which is called Paragon of the Mists, which requires you to defeat every single boss of Siege of Orgrimmar or Mythic difficulty. Now, if you have a fully geared player character with all gear, all of your bronze invested into your items, best gems, you should definitely try to get a run done as soon as possible if you care about titles, or if you find a group that's doing charity runs. And there's a lot of community charity runs just helping other players get their titles and all the different rewards before they're gone. If you find one of those in LOG, definitely hop on it if you care about the titles that much. But with that being said, I do want to thank all of you guys so much. Watch this video. It was a long one, but hopefully all of you walk away from this Pandaria remix with all of the rewards you were looking for before they are gone. As always, I want to thank all of you guys so much. Watch this video, and I hope all of you enjoyed. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give it a like. I would very much appreciate it. Definitely helps boost the channel out into the algorithm. Join our community. Link to that in the description of every single video down in the description, but also links to all the add-ons and everything else you're going to need for this Pandaria journey. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Leave me all your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one.